Hey guys, Richard Jablonski here. We're going to talk about, you remember where you were on 9/11 in 2001? I sure do. And that was a surprise. I had gone to take my Explorer to get an insurance inspection. They wanted certification that I had a real vehicle and it was new. So the STS I went to, they were on a hill probably about between 150 and 160 feet above sea level. And there's a wide open space going down over the Raritan River and out towards Raritan Bay area. And there's a small rise before you get to the city. So the Twin Towers, the Empire State Building, the Chrysler Building, it's pretty visible. It's only 14 air miles line of sight between where we were and the Twin Towers. And it was a very clear day, I remember that. It was a nice day. And I was talking to the guy when we got in there, and he said, well, we're going to have to wait a couple minutes. I'm busy. I'll be right with you. I says, okay, no problem. So there's another customer in there. And I went outside. I stand there outside the door, looking around. It was a beautiful, beautiful day. I remember that. Hardly a cloud in the sky. And all of a sudden, the guy says, look at that. He says, looks like a plane hit the Twin Towers, one of the Twin Towers. I run inside and look at the TV, and we're looking at it, and say, yeah, man, that had to be a pretty big plane. And the guy said, yeah. So we went outside, and we're looking across, and there it is, sure enough. And that black, it was just billowing out of that building. The black smoke coming up. The contrast against those blue skies. And it was one of the few times when I looked out, you didn't have kind of that smoggy haze over the top of the city. It had been windy, I guess, the day before, and it blew it all out. So, we had a pretty good view. While we're standing there talking, all of a sudden, another plane ran into the building, the other building. The guy says, can you believe that? He says, 2 planes? I said, yeah. It's unbelievable. We stood and watched, and then they didn't know what was happening on television, and people were running around and everything like that. The guy said, well, he's got some time before they start finding out. Let me check your vehicle over. So he filled out the certification, took the pictures. He had it. He has to mail it into the insurance company because he gets paid for that. So my cousin was coming from Wisconsin. She drove down. And we were supposed to go out, and I was supposed to show her the sights around New Jersey. Well, in the meantime, a plane hit the Pentagon. Another plane went down in Pennsylvania. And we're getting these reports on there. Well, she was starting to get a little concerned about this. Because, nobody exactly knew what was going on. How many planes were, hijacked or whatever. So we went to see my cousin Gary for lunch. We had lunch with him, and then we went to see the old farm. She wanted to know where her grandparents lived, and where her great grandparents lived, and where her grandmother had lived for a while. So I took her out there. I had lived there for a while. That's where I learned how to drive. So, and then she was getting really concerned because of the news forecast that we're listening to as we're driving around. So she decided that she was going to leave and go back home. So she cut her vacation short to go back home. So that was pretty much the day other than watching after she had gone, other than my wife and I watched it, watched the news programs, watched what was going on, trying to discern the total catastrophe that had just occurred. You know. But that's where I was. And that's what I did on 21/11. So you guys remember this. I do. Bye.